Hello, everybody. We have a big debate going on this morning. This is not really a debate. It's a flow chart. So if you're not into flow charts, this might not be exciting to you. However, I think in reality, it is exciting because
What's the flow chart about?
is it a fruit or is it a vegetable? And it's not a tomato we're talking about today.
Right.
It's the pumpkin because we had for our one question quiz. If you missed it today, 8% of folks here in the tri-state say they're very good at doing this activity, and the answer was carving pumpkins. And I know you were going to come up with some kind of clue. It had something to do with being a fruit.
I was going to use the clue a vegetable artisan, but then I thought to myself, I think it's not actually a vegetable, even though that's what people commonly think of it as.
I was whatever when I was writing the question this morning, I was thinking of something, and I thought, well, I know it's not a gourd. And so I just Googled really quick, is a pumpkin a gourd? And it's like, no, it's not a gourd. It's actually a member of the squash family. So there you go. It is a member of the squash family. And then you told me that it's a vegetable. And I'm like, it's a vegetable. Is a squash a vegetable? Because it's a member of the squash family.
It's fruit. I said fruit.
Why is a squash a fruit? Because like a tomato, I've wrapped myself around it that it is a fruit, right? But a squash, I'm having a hard time wrapping my mind around it that a squash is a fruit.
Because it has a skin and it has a bunch of seeds. I think that's what it said. It was technically a berry.
It's like a raspberry.
No, just a berry because of the seeds, I guess. So it's not. We traditionally think of fruit as something sweet and tasty, and anything that's grown on the ground is a vegetable. But scientifically, it's a berry because of all the seeds, which makes it a fruit.
Okay.
A gourd is also fruit, but a gourd is not squash.
And a pumpkin,
but they're both part of a subfamily.
Right.
It's such a weird family relationship. It's like, wow.
That's what I'm thinking. So a pumpkin is a berry. A pumpkin is a squash is a berry. And I'm thinking, so when the cool berries get together, like the raspberries and the blackberries and the blueberries, and they're having a family gathering, like, great. Please don't tell me the pumpkins are coming. Really?
Pumpkins, they think they're berries too.
Every time the pumpkins come, we get a little one squashed because they don't know where they're going. And when they leave, there's just our little berry baby squashed on the ground from the big, clumsy pumpkins. They're like the ogres, right? In the movies. Pumpkins are the ogres. They're the ugly ones who just have, the good ogres, not the bad ogres that just are mean, right? But the good ones. They're the good ogres who don't.
I think we have the makings of a new type of Veggie Tales. I think we have the makings of a new cartoon right here. That's what I'm thinking. Isn't that what you're thinking?
I'm thinking there's the cute peppy raspberries, with their little sweaters over their shoulder tied up here. And there's Muffy and there's Chip, and they're just so great. And they go to
Chip.
They're so wonderful. And then there's the big, family that comes in. And they're drooling, and we're the pumpkins. And they don't love us, but we're just as smart. It's the have-nots, the upper class, the lower class. You name it, the divisions. That's what I never thought that the fruit world, the berry world in particular, would be so
dramatic.
Rough. It is, though.
So dramatic. It's like a soap opera.
I know. I never would have thought of that.
Goodness. I see Sherry's here.
Yeah.
Linda's a home ec teacher. She knows. Linda says, unless you can read it yourself, where'd she go? Where'd you go, Linda?
Linda went away. Is she talking
about her Facebook hit her comment. What?
Linda, what did you say that was so horrible?
What did you say? Yeah, it totally. Did you delete your comment, or did it? It says there's like 15 comments so far, but I can only see 4 people.
Well, maybe
so weird.
Maybe they're all being disparaging comments or making disparaging comments towards the pumpkin family.
Oh, here, I got it. I had to go to a different screen. In the vegetables, there are some that hang on the vine like a fruit.
Right.
And that is called the fruit category of the vegetables: tomatoes, squash, peppers, etc.
And pumpkins, they hang on the vine. Now, granted, the vine can't support them if they were to hang.
Well, then they fall off
when they're ready.
But the vines usually just spread out along the ground.
When we moved here to Cincinnati 4 years ago, going on 5 years this August.
That's a good 5 years. Wow.
Yeah, we rented a house over actually by the big radio tower in Mason. If it had fallen over, it would have just missed our house, just missed it by like this much. So I was actually living in a safe place. But Tracy planted squash in the backyard. I don't know if you remember this, Amanda, but this squash, I mean, she planted it in the middle of our house in the back, right? So it was in the middle, and the vine was, we'd never grown squash before. The vine was so long, it went down the side of the house. So it went half the length of our house. It turned the corner and went half the width of the house. It was the longest thing in the world. And of course, it grew up into the 3 bushes that it passed. It grew up into the bushes and through the bushes. And we had to actually dig through the bushes, pushing the foliage aside. Like, is there a squash growing in here? And they'd be hanging in there. And if they were on the ground, they grew into this big circle. They're a type of squash that grows in like it's almost like a C. And I remember Tracy had one around her neck. It was this thick round. And it came down.
Oh, is it one of those Italian? It's one of those Italian squashes.
It was something, yeah. But it came all the way down.
Because ours all look like musical instruments of some sort.
Yeah, it came down to here, and it just circled around her. It was huge. And then the ones that grew in the bushes, because gravity took over, they were long because they could go straight down. And they were, they were 5 feet long, these suckers. They were huge. And it was just the most amazing vine. So there you go. Fruit growing on vines, suspended from the vines.
Right. Yeah, I can't remember what those are called, but they're like some sort of Italian squash, and we grew them too without knowing what they were. But the bigger they are, the less tasty they are, and the more of the pain in the butt they are to like de-seed and de-skin. And I was like, I'm never doing this one again.
Really?
They were cool. Like I was like, I feel like I could enter these into a county fair and win something because they were enormous.
Right.
I mean, like the size of my 6-year-old. That's how big they were. But to cook, no. I might have some bags of frozen chopped stuff still from like 7 years ago.
We took it and we started cooking them, and there was so much we got through like this much of a squash. We're like, we can't have squash anymore. We squashed out. Yet we still had many fruit out there. Scott, no squash here. I like squash, but after about this much, Scott, I'm done. I can't do it anymore. Richard doesn't.
Although, you know what? I did make this. It's not very healthy when it's all said and done. But excuse me, I made the squash casserole. Yeah. That's to die for. It's got like ranch dressing and hot sauce in it, and then crumbled like buttery, like Ritz crackers almost, those butter crackers on the top. Oh my goodness, lots of cheese. So good. Not remotely healthy. No. But amazingly delicious. And you are getting at least the vitamins from the squash in it. But yeah, like ranch dressing, hot sauce, buttery crackers, cheese. So good. So yummy. We went out to a dinner last night. My parents are in town, and we went out to the Rusty Bucket in I guess it's technically Deerfield Township. I get so confused, because Mason, Deerfield Township, Westchester, we're all kind of like intertwined up here where the roads go. So I think technically the Rusty Bucket was in Deerfield Township or Mason. Doesn't matter which one. We went there, and they wanted to know, they want to drink. So like, cool. We're looking at the drink menu, and there's all kinds of beers and there's all kinds of wines. And I looked down and I saw at the very top of the beer selection, it said the brown bag special. And I'm like, the brown bag special. So I read the little description. It says you will be served a mystery beer. It will cost $2.50. And happy hour pricing does not apply to this for the obvious reason. It's already $2.50. Right.
So Tracy, she ordered a Stella. My dad, a Stella Trois. My dad got himself a Yingling, and I ordered the brown bag special. And out comes a little brown bag. It's a beer can. You can tell it's in a little brown bag. It's the size of a beer can. It's just the size of the bag, and it's all crunched up, so you don't know what it is. I open it up, and inside is a can that's been dented. It's it's one of the cans that, for whatever reason,
it's like a scratch and dent sale for beer.
Yes, there was an unfortunate accident in the delivery process. Obviously, I mean, when I say it was dented, this sucker was dented up, and it was a can of glorious Busch lights. And so I had it. Let me see if my wife put a picture up. Let me see if I can grab it real quick of my can. And so I had Busch Light for $2.50 when we were at Rusty Bucket.
You're such a big spender.
I got to tell you, it was yummy. What was funny is we also ordered an appetizer, and we got pierogies for an appetizer, and it came out, and there were 4 pierogies on the little plate, and it was $10. So it's like $2.50 per pierogi. I'm like, and they're only this big, and my beer was the same price as 1 pierogi. I'm like, I think I got the better deal. Let's see.
Of course, you had to drink that beer. I'm not sure.
It was a good beer. There's Tracy's fancy beer. Hang on. Let me turn the light off here. I think it's blaring.
This is good stuff right here, Jim.
Right there it is. There's my beer. You get the idea. There it is, right there next to it.
Right. Anyway. You look like a homeless guy there drinking it out of a brown bag.
It was out of a brown bag, and I thought I could take it out of the brown bag and just drink the can because it's all dented up and everything. But it's more fun to drink it in the brown bag. So yeah, the brown bag special in the can. It was good.
I would suggest it wasn't Hootie Delight.
Oh, I love Hootie Delight, man.
Of course you do.
I love Hootie Delight. So the next time we go to the Rusty Bucket, I am no longer ever buying one of their other beers or wine or anything. Brown bag special is the only way to go.
You know, weirdly, my parents are also in town. I don't know what it is about this week and retired folks, but they're in town.
My parents said they were coming to town. You weren't warned that your parents were coming to town.
Yeah, it was a surprise. So they're here. I mean, I knew they were coming sometime this fall. I just didn't know it was Friday. But I didn't get to see them yesterday because is anybody else suffering from like a migraine? Is there like pressure in the air? I've had it for like over a day. I felt so sick yesterday. I didn't know if in this day and age, I didn't know if I was actually coming down with something and I was contagious, or it was just this headache. I think it's just my headache. But so I didn't see my parents, or my nephew was in town. He went off with my sister to see my parents. I didn't see anybody all day yesterday. And I'm so sad. And that just added to my headache because I was like, my dad is here and I feel like I can't see him till I know if this is just being sick from a headache or sick. So I'm super disappointed, but hopefully.
You know, you had a headache. You were supposed to call our boss and tell him you had one.
I know. But who would do this? Who would pilot the ship?
I think I'm supposed to come back on Monday. Well, I know I'm supposed to come back on Monday.
We're like dropping like flies in the building.
I'm supposed to be there on Monday, Amanda. So your relief is on the way.
Oh, Mike says, are your headsets tight? You know what? They're not too tight, but yesterday they felt like a steel trap. Like they felt like they were, but I think this is because my head was so sensitive to pressure. But if anybody else has a headache, because usually when somebody has a migraine, like everybody is suffering a little bit from it. That makes me feel better. So it's not just me.
The pressure is funky. The weather has changed big time. So
yeah, just crazy stuff.
I can see it being that.
Scott wants to know if you're getting out of your boot.
Well, so I will be next week. I have my doctor's appointment, but I've had enough, and forget everything. I'm just going to come to work. Forget about not being able to drive. Actually, I think my ankle's healed enough. I can take the boot off and drive now. That's my theory. Yeah. Of course, I don't see a doctor until later on next week. And I'm assuming that's what he's going to say because he said that's how long I had to wear the boot for. So I'm just taking the boot off and driving.
Too bad they couldn't drive with the boot like a spring on the bottom of your boot, because you actually walk better with your boot without your crutches. The crutches like add a whole new level of awkwardness, but you actually get along pretty good on your boot. If they could just put like a spring to protect your foot while you're walking, like right, even more
banging, because that's the whole thing. They don't want it banging and jarring that bone loose from
right.
the healing position.
But maybe I'll patent that, like a spring, kind of like Inspector Gadget on the bottom of your boot to just give it added protection from pressure.
I think you're onto something.
You'd be like a pogo stick.
It'd be a bad nightmare. All of a sudden, boing, boing, I'll be shooting up in the air higher. I had these dreams, where you just start bouncing higher and higher, and you never bounce lower. You just keep bouncing higher, and the next thing you know, you're above the clouds, and you're looking down like, oh, geez, I'm gonna land. Hate those dreams.
Clearly, I need to noodle this a little bit more because your other leg might get tired. Linda, don't scare me.
What's she scaring about? Squash?
The Delta can start out with a really bad headache. I'd have it checked out if you still have it. Okay.
Linda, she's going to be Googling this for the rest of the day now, just so you know. Just so you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Does it come with a fever? I don't know. I haven't even checked. Allergies. I like Sherry's response. Allergies. That's
we're going to have to deal with this for a long time if you start making her start Googling things. She will have
I-
18 other diseases.
You know, I used to be super bad about WebMD. I don't do that anymore because it scares you. The internet is scary. And I have done a really good job of just staying off of it for that.
And
Just
you've done a really
FYI.
good job of scaring yourself with it, WebMD.
Well, I used to, but I don't do that so much. Now I go with the probable. This is probably a change in air pressure, is what I'm hoping.
Might not
So.
be, though.
Stop.
It might be a rare Indian bug that has made its way over here in a shipping container.
You know, stop. I'm gonna.
Via
Can I mute you? I'm
Pakistan
muting
and
you.
China. Only to mate with another equally dangerous, hazardous bug from Australia. Oh,
Ooh.
who knows? Who knows? You could be a weird Joey here soon. All right, we're gonna go before Amanda dies in front of us of fear.
I'm not gonna die. I'm just, just wondering.
I
You know
have
what?
heard-
I'll get
I
some
have heard the
squash.
bug. It paralyzes your face, so you're like this, and the other
my
side is
God,
gonna be like this.
Terrible. You know what? If that happens to me, I'd be like, Jim did it. Jim did it. I'll be like, Jim did it. Jim did it.
I'll take the credit. I'll take
Yeah.
the credit for it. No big deal. All right, we got
All
national.
right. Hey,
keyword coming up.
we got a minute 24 to go. Hey, in about 5 minutes, we have our keyword, $25,000.
About to say
Right.
$5,000 national keyword. Make sure you're here. Make sure you win. Good luck to you, my friends. All right,
Hold
before
on.
Amanda, don't turn your camera off this time. I'll turn
Okay.
it off.
Okay. Just because you're here watching us right now, 8:05, I think,
A little
or 8:06.
inside. A little inside for you right there. All right, y'all. Be good.
Oh.
Take care.